Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Derek Lane for the Fast Lane Podcast for Success. Thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight, we have a very interesting subject, one that I think you'll find very interesting. Work and life balance. You know, where do we, how much time do we spend at work? How much time do we spend in our life? And, we have to have a life. You have to have a family. You have to have a life. But you got to work too. You got to work, So there is the balance. How much time? When do you feel guilty about one or the other? We'll explore a little bit of that tonight in the podcast series, the Fast Lane Podcast for Success. Again, I'm your host, Derek Lane. Glad that you can be joining me tonight. When a lot of people talk about having to get things done and they feel the stress of life and the stress of work, oftentimes it's self-inflicted. If you're at a job that continually gives you stress, you're continually just wrapped up in things that you're trying to put out fires all the time. You're under the gun, you're under the pressure constantly. Maybe it's time to think about that. Maybe it's time to think about, changing some things up, seeing how you can get more of a stress-free life. A career is meant to be something that you enjoy as well as your life. You're not supposed to have all the stress. And the same is true with your home life. If it's stressful, I've known people that, they can't wait to get to work to get away from their life away from work. It's stressful. Maybe their relationship isn't as great as it should be. A lot of home front problems, kids in school, and just a myriad of things that can go wrong. We have to deal with things, and that's why we teach ourselves to be the best we can be in different situations. I know it's hard. Life throws so many things at you, so many things in your direction that you've got to deal with. It's like, I wasn't prepared for that one. But here's the thing. If you're throwing something that you're ill-prepared to deal with, recognize it, acknowledge it. A lot of times people, they put so much undue pressure on themselves because they're expected to be great. They're expected to handle every situation, have the answers for everything. You can't. There's no way you can have the answers for every single thing. That's why we educate ourselves. We get help. We turn to the people that are experts in certain areas, and we go to those people via doctors or the books you read. Heck, there's even online stuff now to help you identify certain areas in your life and things that you can correct. Well, let's start with work first. Again, I just said if you're not happy with where you're at, it's bumming you out, it's stressing you out. Maybe you like the field you're in, but it's the company that you're with. Vice versa. Maybe you work for a great company, but the field you're in, is horrible. That's up to you to define. I would tell you it's up to you to define where your problems lie. It's different for every person. It's been said that each person makes his own deal. I couldn't agree with that anymore. Each person makes their own deal. I don't care if it's with your employer. I don't care if it's with your spouse. I don't care if it's with yourself. If it's with your higher being. Each person has an idea of where they want to be, and you make that deal. Okay, so make the best deal. Make the best deal that's possible for you. I hope you kind of understand that. I hope you kind of get that. What I'm saying is that you think about what you're doing. Just don't take things at face value all the time, and just live with it. See, that's where the problem starts, is when you decide to live with it. Oh, well, I guess that's the way things are. Oh well. That oh well crap doesn't get it. You don't have to be, the over assertive person that just muscles and bullies his way, her way all the time. That's not what I mean. But you have to be crafty. You have to be on top of your game. You have to be in your sales mode, to have people understand. And you have to be honest. You have to be honest with people. This is where I'm at, and I need something more. I need something more than that. So, undue stress in the marketplace, in the workplace. You bring it on yourself. Do you? Or does the employer do it? See, these are all the things you have to identify. First, you can't fix any problem. And I'm talking about not just the workplace. I'm talking about anything. You can't fix any problem if it's not identified. If you don't identify the problem, you can't fix it. How can you? So you have to, you say, well, I know what the problem is. I'm stressed. It's because of this and this. Well, maybe you're right. But maybe it's superficial. Maybe it's on the surface that it seems that way. That's why I implore you to sit down, think about it. Think about what you're doing, the cause of your anxiety and your stress in your situation. Maybe it's a great job, maybe it's a great company, and maybe it's coworkers that are causing this. You see, there is a whole, just a plethora of outside stimuli in your life that can cause disruption, anxiety, make your stomach hurt, make you want to call in for work, make you want to, sleep in late, come home, go to bed early, your depression sets in. Folks, depression in this country is an epidemic. It's epidemic proportions, just because there's so many things. You have to handle it. It doesn't mean you have to be strong when you're not. I get that. Which brings me to another point. Once you identify where your problems lie, then you outline a map to correct it. It doesn't have to be as bad as it feels sometimes. Sometimes stress, the world, everything just lays on your shoulders, lays on your chest. It's hard to breathe. You get confused. It just doesn't feel right. You just want to start over. You just want to just say the hell with everything and move to another state or another country and just go, I'll start over. Okay, that's a little bit of a fantasy. I think we all have that, or have had it from time to time. I've even known a couple of people to act it out. But listen, that's not the answer. If you have problems dealing with things, you can move away from a situation, but the problems that haunt you stay with you. Okay, so just know that the key to correcting things is to face them, and to face them with the proper manners and techniques, the methodologies that you can employ to deal with things in your life. And that's all it is. Our world moves fast. Technology is just, and I've seen in my lifetime, technology is just crazy. And the technology that out there right now that I'm familiar with, that I use, 15 years ago, if someone had said, hey, 15 years from now, this is what technology looks like, I've been like, well, I guess I'm not going to be a part of that. I guess I'm not going to be on board with it because, I can barely do what I'm doing now. But no, hey, technology is a great thing. Embrace it. The future is a great thing. Embrace it. The things you don't know, you should want to know. you should want to know how to do things and how to be better, and because it just makes you better as a person. Anytime that you can know something and move forward, you can then become a teacher. But a little off track. You just formulate the ideas to correct the problems, the stress, the worries in your life. Okay, because your workplace is meant to be a good place. Your life is meant to be a good place. Let's talk about the household, your life, your life, your wife, your kids, the things that you do on a daily basis. You come home from work. Hey, listen, if you're feeling bummed at work and you bring that home, do you think that's fair to the other people in your household? Stop and think about it. Don't be selfish. Please don't be selfish. Your loved ones don't deserve that. They deserve you at your best. They deserve you the way that they want to see you, okay? Which is an understanding, happy, loving person. Someone that they can come to with their problems, and you make them better. Because as a parent, as a husband, I feel like it's my duty to assist and be there. Hey, everybody needs a shoulder to lean on. Everyone needs an ear to listen. Be that person. Don't just be so self-absorbed. Yeah, I don't have time for your crap because my crap's bigger than your crap. Really, just know that that we're all human beings. We're all in this together. And the only way that you make things better is to help one another. Please. Okay? So when you come home, do everything you can to make your home life better. Don't bring your work with you at home. Didn't you hate homework as a kid when you're in a school? Well, it's no different now. Don't bring it home. You don't want it home. You don't have to have it home, right? Unless it's enjoyable, which is the way it's supposed to be. And you go, hey, this is great. I'm, doing whatever I need to do. This is great. Don't bring the negative stuff home. Don't bring the negative stuff into your house. When you open that door and you walk through your home, it should be like some kind of negative barrier, little time warp, space warp, whatever, I don't know, that you walk through, just, your negative stuff stays outside. You're all positive, you're all good. I know that's corny as hell, sorry. But really, bring your positive self in. Leave the negative crap out there. It'll be there for you tomorrow. Hopefully not. Hopefully you've dealt with it. You don't even bring negative crap home. You don't have any negative crap to bring home. That's what your goal is, right? To be happy, positive in life. Again, I know it's not always possible, but it should be. Well, one of the keys to make sure that we are living a positive life and not full of stress and strife is sometimes we try too hard to eliminate these things, and there's an old saying that says that mental energy defeats itself. Let me say that again. Mental energy defeats itself. That if that doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. It will sooner or later. But don't bring, don't just beat your head against the wall trying to solve a problem. You're up sweating it, and you're up half the night. You got a problem, you're trying to figure it out. It's just then the more you think about it, the harder it gets. You're confused. It's like seeing a map of downtown Los Angeles, and all you want to do is just go around the corner, and no, just quit trying to figure it out, right?